Why PhD students should practice transcendental meditation. I decided to do this video because I recently watched the David Lynch memorial on Dr. Tony Nader's Instagram. I noticed that people in the comments were kind of like, why is this all about meditation? That's fair because he kind of just said a celebration of his life, so I could see why people might have been confused. But since I have a relationship with TM, I didn't mind it. We lost a wonderful artist in person. Obviously, I didn't know him personally, but I appreciate David Lynch because I remember seeing Eraserhead for the first time. Blew me away when I was in high school. It opened my ears to sound design, actually. I found the sound design of that film so striking. And if you know me as a director, I love sound design. I am hardcore when it comes to sound. I generally appreciate that and how his work it doesn't care about like what anyone says. It's very punk rock in that way. David Lynch was in love with the abstract. There was a recount with speaking with David Lynch, and he said, the more abstract, the better. I'm sorry, I cannot do an impression. There's like a beauty in the abstract, right? It was known that David Lynch was extremely passionate about TM, and he even started the David Lynch Foundation, the nonprofit, to help provide meditation to those who needed it. So people who experienced trauma, veterans, etc., that type of thing. They announced they are going to provide free TM to Los Angeles. So they're calling it Meditate LA, providing to first responders, firefighters, which I thought was really lovely. One of the things they mentioned was that 90% of chronic illnesses stem from stress. I felt like that was important to relate to the PhD student journey. You'll meet so many PhD students who are freaking out for a good reason because it's a lot of work to do a PhD. But let's say you're interested in what TM is. It's a form of meditation developed by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. It involves meditating for 20 minutes twice a day using a mantra. The first time I ever heard of TM was through reading about Andy Kaufman. I love Andy Kaufman. He even did it more than the required 2 times a day, 20 minutes. I think he did it a lot. I also saw that other people like David Lynch also love TM. And I thought there's something about my favorite creatives participating in this. But it wasn't until I was at Cal Arts where I met a friend named Kevin. He was the calmest person I have ever met in my life. So peaceful. Doesn't seem like anything could upset him. He talked about TM and he said that his whole family does TM. It's his favorite thing in his life. And I thought, TM keeps coming across my radar. I talked to Kevin about it and I was like, well, what's up with it being, you have to pay to take a course to learn it? He said, well, there is a student rate and I think now they base it on your income. You can do payment plans. He said, we pay therapists because they're experts at that. So we pay the TM teachers because they're experts at that. And I thought, all right, I decided to check out an intro just to give it a feel. What is this? I went to an in-person intro class. The people seemed very kind. This was in Encino, California at the time. I thought, you know what? I think it might be worth checking this out. I struggled with meditation all my life because I get so bored and my mind goes everywhere when I'm trying to sit there and be silent. Fast forward, I've been doing TM since 2014, 2015, and I cannot start my day without meditating first. After doing it for a while, my family even noticed that I acted differently in a positive way. This was also because at this time period, I started going to my Buddhist temple. And they said, yeah, with the meditation, you've been more calm and I can see it within your energy. And I said, really? No, but I mean, I guess that's good without me running into Kevin. And I actually don't know how he's doing these days. I haven't spoken to him since undergrad. The last time I heard from him is that he moved to Iowa because he wanted to be closer to all of the TM things. I hope he's well. I almost also went to Iowa specifically for my master's. The Maharishi University David Lynch screenwriting program was there, and I was like really into meditating in this new journey, and I thought it'd be a really lovely experience. But at the end of the day, I thought I really wanted to do production and not just screenwriting. I'm sure Iowa's lovely, but that was another aspect where I said, I don't know if I want to be in Iowa. I remember the first time I did TM, like, it felt so nice. It felt like when you get into a hot spring and everything slows down. It just felt like everything was like, whoo, in a good way. I never was able to recapture that very first experience. Every meditation session is different because it depends on like what I'm thinking about, etc., etc. The TM community is another thing. Sometimes I would go to the Encino TM location and, listen to the talks they had. There was one where they had an ex-girlfriend of Andy Kaufman. In other cases, they'll talk about like, meditation topics and the brain, etc. Science or spiritual based talks. When the pandemic happened, we switched over to Zoom sessions, and I remember the TM organization would host meditation sessions twice a day. That was a nice consistency I had during the pandemic, where I'd log on, meditate for 20 minutes, had some kind of accountability to keep me going, did it again in the afternoon. To circle back on why I think PhD students need to practice transcendental meditation is because I found it really life-changing. It seemed very timely that I came across TM when I was undergrad. Just started my first foray into university, that kind of being something that helped guide me through all of the turbulent worlds of academia. PhD has been the most challenging, but I honestly find it to be something I never want to live without. Even if, let's say, you don't want to do TM, just some kind of practice of meditation is so nice. Though, if you're like me, I like TM because it is truly the easiest form of meditation. It has changed my life, and I swear this video is not sponsored. I'm praising it a lot, but I really rely on it as somebody who faces a lot of anxiety and stress and juggles all the projects. Anyway, that's all for now. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it below. And not just about TM, but any questions about the PhD life, I will do my best to get to it. Have a lovely day or night. Please subscribe if you can. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.